I know I said my previous video would be the last one before the release of Jedi Fallen Order, but honestly I just could not help myself. Today we'll be going over some details and theories I really think stand out to me. Some of these are small, don't get me wrong, but most of these are definitely worth mentioning. Now if you have anything you'd like to add, be sure to comment below. That being said, let's get right into it. As you know, we will have a starship that acts as our main hub, and it turns out I never really mentioned what the name of this beast is. Our ship is simply named the Stinger Mantis. You will have a ship crew similar to other Star Wars titles, including a pilot who is of course the comedic relief, and I'm sure others will join us on our journey. This should prove to add some interesting interactions on your ship, which I'm really excited for. Like for instance, when I used to play KOTOR, one of my favorite things is to go around and check on the crew members, and that seems like it's going to be a big part of this game. Speaking of, while you're flying your ship to other planets, you'll be able to walk freely around it and talk to whoever is aboard. There's even a garden on the Stinger Mantis. Here you could place seeds you find while out exploring. I'm not exactly sure the uses of this, but either way, I love how they have these small little things on your ship to keep you occupied. And being Star Wars, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs to go around and hunt, so there's actually a reason to spend some time on your ship, and I just really like that, and I wanted to point that out. In my last video, I discussed the planets we know about so far. Well, thanks to a respectful commenter, I was made aware that there's actually 6 possible known planets. First 4 are ones I've already discussed: Bracca, Dathomir, Kashyyyk, and Kepho. But there are 2 more. One is known, the other one is more of a rumor. We have Bogano, a remote planet that is mostly unexplored. It is said to be home to a old Jedi Master who may hold many secrets. Now the surface of this planet is filled with wetlands and vast mesas. Even more intriguing, however, this isn't actually found on any modern maps in Star Wars, meaning it's a lost planet of sorts, leading it to being surrounded in a cloak of mystery that I just can't wait to uncover. Then we have Maghetto. This is just a rumor, but it's a icy planet that I think once made an appearance in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now we saw a small glimpse of a snowy planet in Jedi Fallen Order. This could very well be the planet that we saw, or it may not. We shall see. There will most likely be even more locations to add to the list post-release. I'm sure there's a few more planets that we don't know about, because the developers said there's an even amount of planets that we know about and that we don't know about, so I'm guessing there's going to be 8 planets total. I can't wait to go ahead and discover that on my own. One little detail I came across: Purge troopers realistically block the sabers at the hilt, since logically the lightsaber would actually cut their weapons in half. A small but interesting fact, which goes to show how much attention to detail there is in Jedi Fallen Order. I kinda already covered this, but wasn't really clear on it. I mentioned the Witches of Dathomir, aka the Night Sisters. It's confirmed we will at least see one Night Sister, and maybe even a surprise appearance from unknown forces, including a Zabrak, which is the race of Darth Maul. I know I butchered that name, and these guys are usually trained as warriors, so it does sort of make sense. Maybe even Darth Maul himself will make an appearance, who is alive at this moment in time, but that could be a very far reach. Either way, Dathomir will prove to be a very interesting location to explore in a video game, and I can't wait to do it. In Star Wars lore, there are 13 Inquisitors total, and only 9 of them are known right now, so we may end up running into another one. Maybe even some who made an appearance in the TV show Star Wars Rebels. But again, this is just a fan theory. Now these Inquisitors add a lot of mystery to Star Wars in my opinion. They all have their own unique tastes, and they are by far some of my favorite characters, or villains at least, in the franchise, so I'm looking forward to seeing if we may end up running into another one at some point. That should be interesting. Now we only know 2 of them are going to be in the game, so it's actually kind of likely we'll see another one. BD-1, our little droid friend, is not there just for looks and dishing out stim packs. He will also have different functions like puzzle solving, scanning the environment, and can even be customized with certain parts that will give him different abilities. He'll also be running around on your ship interacting with our protagonist. As we know, droids are a Jedi's best friend, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the relationship between these 2 evolve throughout the game. I briefly went over how customization on lightsabers worked. Well, let me give you a better idea of what it might actually look like. Just like in KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, the ability to customize your saber is found on the Stinger Mantis. Here you'll actually be able to find a workbench to change out not only the color crystal and hilt, but as well as the emitter, which is what launches the saber when activated. This may give us a chance to go ahead and add something similar to Kylo Ren's unstable Kyber crystal, and I believe you can actually go a step further and select different metal alloys as material for your saber, such as copper, which will obviously change the appearance. Now this customization system seems very detailed, more so than any other Star Wars title excluding the Old Republic MMO. Now you can also customize Cal Kestis with around 40 different poncho clothing choices. Now I'm not sure if this will affect gameplay, but I'd honestly bet against it. Still, it's nice to be able to customize your look in some ways besides your weapon. Now this game seems to have some good map design. I mean from the map where you can see the areas, not like the area design. But from what I can tell, our map makes it easy to figure out where you haven't been. even showcasing places you need a certain power to access. Areas with red doors mean you need a certain ability that you don't have. If it's green, that means you have the correct ability and can enter that area. Now if it's yellow, that indicates an unexplored area that you can go ahead and discover. This will come in handy while exploring these vast planets. The map, I think, is only available via the Stinger Mantis though, so I could see that annoying some people, but I like the realisticness of it, to be honest. I know not being able to dismentor troopers is a bit disappointing, but that doesn't mean we can't feel like a badass Jedi. When observing a trooper that you just defeated, you can see the exact saber cuts you left on him. While this is not as entertaining as dismemberment, it is definitely a nice touch to add to the immersion of the game, which immersion is what Jedi Fallen Order seems to be trying to aim for, which I gotta give them credit for. Immersion in a Star Wars game is so damn important. Battlefront 2 doesn't have this, Battlefront 1 doesn't have this. This game will be the first game in over a decade to bring true immersion to the Star Wars universe, and I just cannot wait to get my hands on this game and play it. And by the way, I do love Battlefront 1 and 2, I'm just saying they won't compare to this single player experience. This time, this video will honestly be the last one before the game releases. After that, the next video you see from me will be the gameplay and my impressions of the first few hours I have. I have a whole plan of different videos I'll be dishing out, so if you actually want to see some more Jedi Fallen Order content from me on release, be sure to stop by my channel. You don't have to subscribe, just come by and check out the videos. Now, thank you so much for tuning in to this video and watching. I know a lot of these details are kind of pointless, but some of them are things I just really like and I wanted to mention. So thank you guys for watching, and of course, I'll see you in the next one.